Hello, everybody. This is Linda DeVitas, owner and founder of healingsonthego.com. I'm a psychic clairvoyant medium, author of my own book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, certified healer, Reiki healer, magnifying healer, professional space clearer, dolphin healer. I do a whole bunch of things. To find out more, go to healingsonthego.com. I would like to welcome my special guest today from iHeartRadio, Kendall Bell, to the show. Yay!
Hello,
Welcome back, Kendall. Welcome back.
Long time no see.
I know, right? It's always a pleasure. So I have to put you on every day, every time. So today we're going to talk about spirits, addictions, how they attract demonic possession, spiritual attachments, and so much more. So I would like to start with spirits and the energy levels. So basically, when our spirit comes into life, we do pick certain hard challenges. And it doesn't mean that, it means spiritual growth. Like you, Kendall, had a very hard time in your life. And you don't have to go into great detail, but you can talk about whatever you like of how it's challenging. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, the toughest paths out here, we get faced with the most turmoil and the most situations that we got to overcome. We deal with a lot of, trauma, a lot of like abandonment issues, a lot of things that tap us back into our power of empathy. I believe we're born with it, within this world. Part of our task is to let this world change us so we can understand it or understand it better. And then we transmute that energy and we turn it into something, our purpose, basically. We use it to, fuel our purpose. But yeah, definitely the toughest of the warriors out here. I never see hurt people. I see, lost angels when I see people going through things. I feel like once we find that inner strength and, our true core purpose, through the things that we got to persevere through, then life starts to make more sense. It's like we can't control life. The only thing that we can do is just figure out what our purpose is.
Exactly. And I would like to thank everybody for joining. Please say hello so I know you're on. And please do like and share. It would be greatly appreciated. I believe from what I've seen with my own eyes before I came to this earth, I remember picking my parents. I remember picking my sisters. And I do believe from what I've seen with my own eyes that our soul picks different challenges. And it is for the sole purpose. So we come into life and we're going to learn. We're not going to learn. We're going to experience how it feels to be heartbroken. We're going to experience how it feels to be happy. It's a yin and yang of both of them. That's why I wrote my book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light. And you can find it on healingsonthego.com. But basically, just talking about what we go through, our patterns. And I do believe, hi, Maria, welcome. I do believe that we do go through we'll go through a lot of bad stuff in order to appreciate and experience the light. And sometimes our challenges last even longer than we expected. So I do believe Kendall is a very strong spiritual warrior. You definitely are. And you still always keep your happy mood no matter what. So
I try.
God bless you.
That's all we can do is try. We're all warriors. We just don't know it yet.
Yes.
We don't know it till we grow through things. We don't go through things, we grow through things.
Exactly. And they said that Earth is the most dense of all planets. So spirits that come here we are automatically warriors because the turmoil that we go through, we must have been smoking some kind of craziness on the other side. We picked
Yeah.
college courses, and that's what we do. This
Yeah.
earth is the most negative from all planets. So for us to actually be here is applaud yourself because you're a big warrior. Spirits on the other side would even dream of coming down here and doing what we do.
This is my last run. I'm done. I'm done after this one. I'm
Me and
gonna
you both.
I'm staying in the spirit world. Do my work my magic from there.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you because um, we pick up so much stuff, especially when you're empathic and sensitive, and the hurt that we go through and the sadness. And we try to be strong, but we especially are very sensitive, and that's why the doctor used to tell me. He said, "Linda, your nerves are actually on top of your skin." And I said, "What do you mean by that?" They goes, "You're very sensitive." Then I go, "Yeah, I know." And then he said, "So you can get easily frazzled, and it's very hard." But
Yeah.
I want to talk about the lower dimensions. And sometimes we've all been there, and it doesn't mean that you're going to hell just because you have lower dimensions. But it doesn't,
True.
it just telling you it's like a learning thing where you are branched out to go a different route and don't stay down there for long. So, what is your belief, Kendall, of the attachments? And you know what we mean by that, like certain things that attract them.
I feel like, like in the terms of the things that we attract, we're attracting what we are, and it's our perspective of those things that's going to better define what those things are here to do for us. We can take a situation and we can look at it as the worst situation ever, and we're always going to have a negative feeling towards it, and it's going to affect our body, and we're going to attract more people like that, who come with, only the problem, not the solution, but when we become the solution, then, we start to attract the solution and people who like to, grow through things and get things into a higher perspective so they can better and understand. But I feel like the things that we attract in this lifetime, they're connected to our past lives and they're connected to our future. Whether it be addictions, whether it be, you like chocolate, it doesn't really matter. It's coming from something, it's coming from somewhere in your essence. And I don't believe in anything being a coincidence. When what we see is what we get, and the things that we see are what we're vibrationally aligned to. How we see it, that's gonna better define how aligned you are with what you're seeing. We can see mud, or we can see growth. So it's just a matter of perspective again. But yeah, that's my
Exactly.
belief on it with the lower density. So it's like it's yin and a yang, but we can't run from the darkness. We can't run from the things that necessarily like put us down. And because we're supposed to be there, we need to be there. That's where we find our light.
Exactly. That's very true. So through the darkness, that's what I always say in my book. Through the darkness, we experience the light, and I believe that the lower dimension, our thoughts, and we're all human to get down. I get down too at times, but
Hmm.
our thoughts, when we vibrate for a long time and the lower dimension, what happens is it's like being on 95.5. So that station is gonna, let's say, for example, the lower dimension. So it's gonna attract negative stuff, demonic things, earthbound. So that's why we always encourage people, don't stay down too long because you're on their wavelength. And then what happens when you get upset? You get energetic holes in your aura. So people are like, okay, so what's that? So that is when you start getting very drained because you're depleting energy, and you start feeling very tired. Now, okay, we get tired, but not all the time. You feel like you just at a low point, you don't feel like yourself. And so that's when they come and attach themselves. And good luck getting off, because when they start attaching, now your thoughts aren't even your thoughts anymore. I mean, they are, but they're talking through you. And how do spirits talk? Through your thought patterns. So they will download. It's like a computer downloading things that you never thought, you know, you never thought that, you know. Did you freeze up? Oh, there you go. So things that you would never really think that that was your thinking, and things that would be like, wow, that just popped in my head. That's kind of crazy. Have
Hmm.
you ever had that experience?
Oh yeah, and it's one of those things where you're playing in the mud, you're gonna find pigs, and it's what it is. It's you're manifesting these thoughts, you're manifesting your reality, and you're attracting it to yourself. I everybody battles this, and you said something that's not staying there, and like that's the toughest part. It's like not staying there. But if you're gonna be there, you got to be cautious of your thoughts and what you're surrounding yourself with while you're in that dark pit, because whatever it is what's going to consume you. And I know we all know this. We've all gone through it, and it's some of us deal with things differently. Some of us have a hard time dealing with stress and trauma, and things that hurt the soul. But when we have a higher perspective of these things and why they're actually happening, it just eases it up a little bit. You'll stay there, but after repetitive practice and you changing your mindset over and over again, that it's going to get better. It's just getting out of there and taking that first step forward.
Yeah, and it's very hard too because that's when you're in that, it's like you're in a pit that's like pulling you down, and it's so hard to get up. That's why a lot of people can't get out of bed. They feel very
Mm.
depressed. They sleep a lot, and I understand it's not easy, especially when you're very down and low. But
Mm.
take little baby steps and do as best you can. And so people ask me, okay, so what kind of addictions are you talking about? There's a spirit for everything. Addictions such as drugs, pornography, and different kinds of things on the lower dimension are spirits of the dark side. And they will come to you just like drugs do. They play with your mind and, like, oh, just do it one more time. And they'll try to convince you, like, it's not a bad thing. Actually, watching those things attach themselves to those bad energies. And that's where they have certain entities, the dark entities, having intimacy with human people. Have you ever heard of that one? My friend went through that.
Yeah, and they like latch on to your spirit. It's no joke. That's why cleansing is very important. Who you exchange your energy with, who you're surrounding yourself with, who you touch hands with. It's very important because the person can have that demon spirit in them and they can latch onto you. And if
That's
you're around them, you can be the brightest person, the happiest person in the world. But if you're surrounded by negativity all the time, you start to consume it. And that's when you open up yourself to those entities latching onto you. So be careful. You're around any negative friends, man. When you leave them, make sure you cleanse yourself and you say a prayer over yourself and go home, wash your spirit, because that's how powerful you are. That's how powerful everything is. Everything is connected.
exactly. And that's very true because she finds it as a joke. She goes, I haven't done that in years. So now I have this man that comes to me at night. I go, what man? And she goes, it's a spirit. I was like, are you crazy? I told her. I go, so now you enjoy this?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know.
No, it's and then people would think you're crazy, but it's like I don't even believe in that word crazy anymore. 'Cause, I learned more about who I am from crazies than I ever did from a normal person. So you know,
I
trying
always
to be
say
normal
join
is
the
tough.
club.
Join the club. Trying to be normal is just it's a tough job. It's 24/7. So at the end of the day, you got to be a little weird, got to be a little crazy, or you become this world and you don't stand for something that's going to help create a better world. And you choose to just be normal. So throw that word out. That's what I do.
Exactly. Hello, Anne and Ria. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Please do like and share. It's greatly appreciated. You're right, Kendall. We are far from normal, that's for sure.
Normal doesn't exist in this realm of existence. It's just a word that we make up and we try to just fill in a definition. But you realize how hard life is for you when you're doing that. You realize how much you stress out more, how much you're worrying about things that don't matter, worry about what other people are doing. It doesn't even involve you. Worry about putting other people down just to get ahead. It's you feel it. You feel the competition in yourself. You feel all these things, and we don't realize that we're all supposed to be here connected and vibing and teaching each other things. Our egos get in the way.
You're damn right. That one talk through me.
Yeah, it's just we really gotta just get to that point, and we can use these spirits to help tap into that. Because, once you're connected to something bigger than you, you start to see everybody that's around you differently. You start to see why you're here. You start to feel more present in your purpose and why you're in your truth and why you're here and what you're supposed to be doing. And at the end of the day, for me, it's just love and connection. And you're not going to get it with everybody, and it's not our job to hate people for who they are, because again, we're all spirits and we all have things latched onto our spirits that we gotta sort through and we gotta sift through. But if we look at everybody as a reflection of who we are in spirit, and their spirit's connected to our spirit, they're just on a different frequency. If we look at them that way, then we're able to learn more. We pass the test. Whether they get our while we're in their life doesn't matter, but we pass the test when we don't judge and we just open our minds.
Exactly. That's what I tell people. I'm like, instead of making fun of someone, why don't you try to help them? Like, instead
Mm-hmm.
of criticizing them, try to help them see things because they don't see clearly. So, you can't just say, oh, and judge them. That's what I do. I try to help. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
of course, the way you speak to someone, you can't degrade them and say, you moron, what are you doing? And then you think they're going to listen to you? No.
Yeah, well, that's the spirit. That's and then again, words cast spells. So we're using these words, and we're basically casting spells on ourselves. That's what we put out is what we get back. And again, we all go through this. I'm not perfect. I go through this, but I just try to counteract the things that make my soul hurt. That make me feel bad about who I am and what I'm representing. So I'll be quick to just catch myself and correct it. Not saying it's going to go away right away, but at least I'm getting a jump start. I'm sure something's going to come from it, but at least it's not just total destruction of who I am.
Yes.
You notice that when you use certain words and how it makes you feel, and like you'll get like a temporary fix from it, but then you'll feel bad about it afterwards when you use certain words, when you put people down, when you're taking on that dark energy. And then you feel it when you lift somebody up and you compliment them and you take on that good, that light, that white light, and you feel it. And then it's easier for them to put down their wall and share their light. It's really simple. We're just surrounded by so much negative, and negative has become a positive now. It's become, heavily advertised. So we think it's normal when it's not. It's not what we were supposed to do. We weren't doing that when we came out the womb and we were babies and we smiled and we, drooled all over the place, and we, were interested in everything. Now everything scares us, including each other, when we're all the same. It makes no sense.
It's true. It's true. A quick hello to Derek. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Matthew. Welcome. Awesome. Well, that's very true. That's just about leveling up. Some people like to stay negative, and you can't force them to, but all you could do is try to make sense. People will only listen if it makes sense to them. Yeah. If it doesn't make sense, whatever you say, they will ignore.
This is true. That's why, when I first started to awaken, I was going through this rabbit hole of different things I didn't know about myself and my powers, like how, we can psychically speak to people, we can speak to spirits, how nature heals, or how much, the frequencies from our phones, affect us and our beings, and how all these little things. And as I started sharing it, I was looked at like I was crazy, because it's from people that I hung out with all the time. We used to talk about just sports and girls and whatever, so when I start speaking about these other things, they're like, who are you? So be prepared for that. All of you out there, be prepared for that. Your vibe's going to attract your tribe. I speak my certain language. When I'm around everybody, because I need to know, a deeper reason to why I am in this person's life. I'm always going to find the deep reasons, but the deepest of the connections that I have is when I speak my language and it's understood.
Exactly. We're going to take a very quick commercial break, and we will be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned, everybody. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic clairvoyant medium and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes& and Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back with my special guest, Kendall Bell. Yay! Welcome, welcome. So, continue on what you were saying.
Just getting back to just having a deeper meaning to why we exist and knowing that everything's connected through spirit. And when we tap into our spirits, it's a powerful tool that we can use to navigate and just keep yourself out of the situations that are going to leave you feeling bad about yourself in the end. You really do. I realize that a lot of us are born into families that are toxic. That again, it's not their fault, but that was their teaching, and we don't realize that we're the upgraded versions of them. So we got to take all of that bad programming, and then we got to debug it. The only way to debug is through experience and in our perspective, and then we got to share it. And guess what? There's an upside to that and a downside to that, because the upside to that is you're going to find your tribe, you're going to find your people. You're going to connect with people on a deeper level. But the downside to it is your family members or the people that you love that don't want to change, they're going to look down on you. They're not going to want to hang out with you anymore. They're going to have conversations about you behind your back, call you crazy, all that. But you're here to plant the seed is what I know. So I just plant the seed, and it's not my job to nurture it. They got to nurture the seeds. And guess what? Once you plant that seed, the universe starts dropping all these little gems on them. Like all the things that you said that they thought you were crazy about is popping up in their news feed now. And they're seeing it on the billboards. They'll meet a random stranger and they're talking about the same thing. And you're like, oh, and then you realize that, a lot of the times they're not going to listen to you. But once you say it and somebody else says it, once you say it and they keep seeing it, like that was it. You opened the door. They had to walk through it though.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
And positivity. So people say, okay, how can I be positive? It all stems with your thought pattern. Yeah. Everything you think, believe, everything is in your control. You're Coco Loco. I mean, we're going through right now a super full moon, and boy, do I feel it. It's turbulence of sadness. It's waves. I feel waves. So, go through the waves. But how you keep positive? I recommend people say affirmations, because affirmations, like you said, cast spells. That's true. Very true. And so even putting it like a little note on your refrigerator, things will get better. If, words carry energy. So if you practice saying certain things, does it bring you up or does it bring you down? And that's just the way it is.
This is true. And also, one of the things that I realized with me is I can't be positive all the time. It's toxic.
Of course.
Because then you start to people please. You start to let things slide, that disrupt your soul. Like it can't be positive all the time. It's just about, exerting your energy and your boundaries without putting out energy that's going to come back and hurt you. So thinking of better, more healthy ways of responding to things. That's what I work on every day. I'm working on now. I'm grateful for the people that put up with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because again, when they know not everybody can, see when a person's trying to work out kinks and, they're catching themselves when they say certain words or they say certain things, or they, they're thinking about something that they did to you that you may not have thought of, you know what I mean? But they're aware of it, and they're like, I admire those people. That's who you are. Like these are the things that I look for when I'm out and I'm hanging out with people and I'm, meeting new people, because, these type of connections are what brings you closer to your tribe. These are your people. These are the people that you don't have to have a guard up around, and you can actually be yourself and be free and not have to worry about, being ridiculed for letting your wings fly.
That's right. That's very true. And of course, we are created negative and positive. We're like batteries. So you can't always be positive, and some people like, the negative, you have to try to get out of it, because it's like a dark cloud and it won't bring you anywhere good. It's like you're being blocked, and good things will not come because you have like a dark energy. And what will it attract? It will attract something negative, or something will not flow right. So keeping your energy as clear as possible, as much as you can, is beneficial. Also, your energy can be protected so nothing attacks you. Like we all have gotten attacked, psychic attacks, especially when you're sensitive. But when you try to keep your bubble strong, and even by wearing stones, like, pyrite is very good for sealing your aura. So what you wear, what colors you're wearing, everything plays a role, whether good or bad. Did you know this? And I was shocked when they told me that in crystal class. Did you know emerald attracts negativity? I can't hear you, Kendall. Your
I did
sound.
not know that. I
Oh.
did not know that. Wow, learn something new every day, huh?
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I'm like, I can't believe it. And you know the other one, what is it called? Moldavite, I think it is, or the other one with a M.
Moldavite. Oh, that isn't that the asteroid
Yes.
Moldavite. I have one, and I went through. Oh man, I got
It's
my first
negative.
out. I got my Moldavite, and everything came up. It wasn't like I don't know. Yes, it was negative. Like every single thing that I had to deal with on the inside came up. I had to take it off. It was just way too powerful. It was way too
Yes.
much. But yeah, I think I actually got that piece from you.
Really?
It
Oh,
was yeah, it was a Moldavite pendant.
yeah, I remember that. And do you know how expensive they are? But
Yeah.
to, but to certain people, it works really good. I guess it depends on the person.
Hmm.
And also malachite, I cannot wear that one for some reason. I just feel like weird. So
Yeah.
I bought a ring and I just took it right off. So
Yeah.
it's really hard sometimes, what you're attaching yourself, what you're wearing. Just pay attention. Is it helping you, or is it making, no, Adela, is it making you feel, good or bad? So it
Mm.
depends, like, how are you feeling with it? I know the yellow stones are really good. Citrine, yellow quartz, they're all very uplifting. And the orange, like orange selenite. Oh my goodness. I was just holding that and all of a sudden I felt this happiness in my heart. And I was like, ooh.
Yes.
So I went and
Yes.
bought like 100 of them.
Love the orange selenite. Yes. Calcite. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but you're right. You feel it. Moldavite's a tricky one. I believe that you have to have a certain frequency when you wear something like that. Like you have to, and be ready for some soul progression because you're gonna go through some stuff. You're gonna feel this burn in your chest. You're gonna feel anxious. You're gonna be thinking about things that you did when you were 5. Things it's gonna come up because it's like the judgment day stone. So
Right.
we can call it negative if we want, but if our perspective is growth, then it's basically just showing us our karma.
That's
And,
true. Yeah,
and,
it's opening us up, but maybe in a way that's a little unsettling. That's
but we need it though. We need it.
true.
But you definitely have to mix it with something else. You can't just wear that. You gotta balance it out because if not, you're going to be stuck in the rabbit hole in the abyss.
Like pink rose quartz. You got to
Yeah.
mix it with some love.
Yeah.
So we go through stuff as a part of our soul experience. We come here on this earth we know on the backhand before even coming here that life is temporary. And we're coming here to wear a suit. Like today, I'm going to play the healer. Maybe next life, I won't. So we're playing different suits. We have, I believe, karmic ties with other people, which we have written, believe it or not, they're soul contracts. And when we go through this, it's very hard on us when we're here, but we don't remember that this is some kind of either past life karma or something that we picked for a reason. Everything's for a reason, even though we don't remember it right now. Everything's teaching us something, whether it's negative, positive. Something is, it's just sometimes it's very unsettling, but what can you do? We picked it because we're warriors.
This is true. This is very true. But one thing about being a warrior that is hard for me to accept is, even warriors need warriors. Warriors need warriors. It's good to be the warrior. It's good to be the one that to save the day. But accepting the fact that we need to be saved sometimes too, and we need to
Yes.
be surrounded by people who bear the same honorable strength as we do is very important. You can't
Right.
be the savior to everybody and not have any saviors around you. Because at the end of
That's
the day, what happens? You end up having to save yourself when you're depleted from saving everybody else, and it ends up you not having enough energy to give yourself, or you don't have anybody around you that's going to give you the energy that you giving them. Like, that's the worst. It's like being alone while surrounded by people. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
Like, and I believe that that's worse than being alone. Like, I'd rather be alone by myself in my own energy than be surrounded by people, that don't reflect what I reflect on a integral level, on a deep level, and feel alone at the end of the day. Feel like the conversations were shallow and we weren't really talking about nothing. And anytime I spoke about anything that was enlightening or that was outside the box, that was outside the norm, it was met with, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're this. You're that." You know what I mean? Like, it's just to be able to have a pleasant conversation with a person like that, on that level is fulfilling. So just be more cautious about the people that you're sharing with, and observe yourself, observe how you feel when you talk, and observe how they react and how they respond. Are they open to suggestions? Are they, do they know some stuff that they want to share?
Mhm.
This better helps you navigate through these humans, all these spirits and human bodies.
Exactly. Anne says I love wearing orange. Yeah, me too. I wore it today because I felt the energy was very depressing. And I'm like, oh, I need a or and unconsciously I picked this shirt. I haven't even wore I had it with tags. So I'm like, oh, that's a good color today.
You feel it this full moon. Like, full moons, they're very heavy on me, very heavy. This one's extremely heavy. The tides
Yeah.
out in my house are up like 12.5 feet. It's
Wow.
yeah, it's very strong. So I'm gonna do
Oh
some
my
cleanse. I'm
goodness.
gonna cleanse my stones tonight and my crystals, and cleanse my house, and stay in my own energy. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do tonight. They say the crazies come out. It's not that. It's just we aren't aware of how connected we are, especially to the moon and everything else, that we don't take the proper precautions to better help deal with what's going on. So get out in nature, clean your house, go hug a tree, do whatever it is that you do. Go take a bath. If you start feeling the anxiety, it's gonna want you to feel like you need to go smoke, or you need to go drink, or you need to go do this, or don't, just go and
Oh,
just find yourself. Just
yeah.
go find
Don't.
yourself, and watch your thoughts, and write things down. Go burn something. Don't burn anything down, but go go light a fire. Stare into the fire, and set your affirmations for what you want. The fire helps amplify your thoughts into this reality.
Exactly. That's very true. That's why I love lighting candles during this time, which
Yes.
I'm going to do one later. Matthew says, I feel the same. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah. I feel like it's a universal thing. It's just hard for us to articulate it sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm grateful that I'm at a level in my life and my existence where I'm able to articulate my feelings and what I see. But I also know that I got this from listening to somebody else do it. And they planted that seed, and I had to nurture it. So we all have something to teach us. We got to open up on a vulnerable, more empathetic level, and that's our power. Everybody, it means we'll have infinite learning and infinite teachings, through all the spirits that be. And then you realize, my mom's with your grandmother, and and my aunts with your uncle, and they're all the same, and they're all one entity, and they're rooting us on, and because we're connected, they're connected, and they're more powerful together. We're more powerful together. If we just look at it like that on an ancestral level, we wouldn't be afraid of spirits. We'd embrace them.
Exactly. That's what I tell people. I said, don't be scared of them. They're just on the other side. They're different dimension.
They're
I had
you.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry for cutting you off. They're
No,
you.
no, don't worry.
You are
I
the
had it.
spirit you attract. It's and whether it be dark or light, it's about you tapping into your power to be able to control the situation, what's going on. If you have to, perform exorcisms, if you have to, cleanse your home, if you have to, connect this person with, send a message to their mother, or there's something there for you. You gotta see it. It's you talking to you. Everything's connected.
Yes. And says, I'm suffering around the Bella palsy right now. I'm staying positive. Just wish it would go away.
Huh. Fair pause. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Anne. That's very
that's tough to deal with. But and I can say, you going through that, you're always up in spirit. You're always supportive. You
Yes, he's
have
the
a lot of
best.
good in you. So what you're doing now with that good energy that you put out, that's what's gonna feed your soul. That's what's gonna. It may not be able to take it away, but it'll definitely be able to make it more easier to cope with when you're putting good vibrations in your body. So keep doing that.
Yes, and if
We
you have
appreciate
some selenite stone, put it on, wear it, keep it on you because selenite has saved me many times from feeling like an energy when I couldn't sleep.
it. Hmm.
And when you hold it and sleep with it, it's amazing. It just really helps a lot. It sounds like my computer is humming by itself. Do you hear that, or is it just me?
No, you sound very clear over here. You're
Oh,
good.
okay,
Sachi.
good.
You're
I
good. You're
hear like,
good.
there's a spirit with me.
Yeah, there's a spirit. Exactly. We're speaking them up, and then yeah, letting us know we here, and they're like, yes, keep telling them, keep spilling the tea, dropping the
That's
gems on.
funny. She said, I look like a pirate. LOL.
You look like a
You poor thing.
angel pirate.
I remember when I had a big migraine and I put a selenite stick on my head, and it was so comfortable that I even forgot that I was wearing it. So I went into the supermarket and everyone was looking at me and I forgot. And I'm like, why are they looking at me funny? So my husband, Steve's like, why don't you take that thing off your head? And I was like, well, it made me feel better. It's like a big selenite stick. And I was like, ah.
I have some pictures. I used to walk around with mine. I had one. It was as a necklace, and I would put it on my head, and I keep it right here. I'd walk around with it.
Yeah,
Put your selenite, and then if you're gonna use the selenite, use it in the sun. It's so powerful. Use it in the sun. If you could possibly be near water, be near water. Don't put it in the water, but be near the water.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
ever
because
see
I know.
selenite glow when it's near water? It's amazing. My
No,
wand
never.
that I have this. I showed you my wand last week, and this wand when I put it near the water, it just glows blue. It's amazing.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. I
One time, me
love
and
the
my friends. What's that?
I love the orange one.
The orange one? Yeah. Do you have any of those sticks? The orange sticks? Yeah, the
Not
wands.
the sticks, but they're smaller and thicker.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have a huge wand, and I got some small ones. I don't know what my orange one. You know what it is with my crystals is, they'll go on their journey and then they'll come back to me. I don't know where they go. They always come back.
That is hysterical. We're going to take another quick commercial break and we will be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned, everybody. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic clairvoyant medium and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back with my special guest, Kendall Bell. Hello.
Always so
Welcome back.
pleasant.
So we're going to continue on talking about our journey, whether good or bad. They always say it's like being on a roller coaster. It's up to us. Are we going to let it bring us down, or we're going to ride the wave and say, woo?
Cowabunga.
Thank you for sharing, Anne. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so we always tend to forget that we are just travelers here. We're not meant to be here forever. And sometimes we get wrapped up in our own thoughts, which is totally normal for every one of us, especially now, this current of the super full moon in Aquarius with Lionsgate is super powerful. So take out your wishes, write your wishes, and work some magic. Use the energy, take your mind off your problems and write what you want. So focus on the solution, not the problem, because thinking about the problem will bring you more problems. And now it's a very sensitive time because when you are thinking of worries, it's manifesting. So try to shift and say, okay, I want money. So think of money being all around you, or I want peace, or whatever you want. Focus on that. Try to find like there's some solution. And you can't, it's not going to stay down forever because we all have our angels. They can't intervene without our permission. So ask them, put them to work and say, hey, did you forget about me? Help me out, and get them working, because they're not going to do anything if you don't ask. I mean, they're here to protect us, but they can't interfere with our life.
Without free will.
Exactly. They can't tell us what to do. We have to, you know, do it as we please. They will help us if we ask them. And the same with archangels and Jesus. And we always have to ask for help, for guidance. Tell them to talk through you, come in your dream, somehow get the message across. And when they notice that you're looking at certain numbers, they're going to talk to you through numbers. If they notice you pay attention to the signs like billboards or magazines, that suddenly a quote will pop up, they're going to speak to you through signs. They're going to come to the way they feel that you're getting it. That's how they're going to communicate. Whether some people like tarot cards, you can ask a question, see what comes out. Different modalities. It's all channeling the higher beings. So
True.
free yourself from what pulls you down, because if you continue to let it pull you down, it's just going to make you miserable. And what happens after that? You're not going to feel good. Your health is going to go down. It's like going down a negative spiral. So down, down, go down. But when you go up little by little, okay, today's a beautiful day, go hug a tree. Smell the beautiful flowers. Try to get out of what is bothering you. Because if you sit home all day and worry, 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 it's not going to help anything. Try to shift. It's not easy, I know, but little by little.
Yeah. Time's just an illusion. So, just starting is, the key step. Just starting and start practicing. Staying consistent. I think that's the toughest thing for us to do, is just stay consistent with it, and having faith that we're the creators of our reality. If you can speak life into a plant. Imagine what you can do into yourself.
Exactly.
I watched this documentary, and it was this guy, and he was a healer, and he did these tests. He was also a scientist, and he did these tests where he was, speaking to plants and speaking negative, and one of the plants died, and he was speaking positive, and the other plant was blooming, and speaking sad, and the other one was growing, but growing, slower. It was just, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's true. They did that with water too, I heard. They
Yeah.
speak negative, they observe the molecules and how. Matthew says, Saint Linda, don't I wish? I'm no saint. Thank you, though. You're such a sweetheart. But I have my, challenges as well that I work on. I
We
went
all
through
do.
a lot of vertigo. And my dad on the other side, he goes to me, stop flying over here. And then you wonder why you feel dizzy all the time.
Stay over there.
You're sweet, Matthew. Thank you. You're a sweetheart. Yeah. We go through our challenges, that's for sure. But, like I grew up in a very haunted house. And that's how I learned all about that, through experience. Some people believe from a book they read. I believe from what I've seen with my own eyes.
Yeah.
I used to
You are
see
the book.
spirits. Thanks to you, Kendall and Ria. Thank you. Motivating me. He's like, you gotta share your
You did
stuff.
all the work.
You're sweet.
We just told you what you already knew.
Thank you. You're very sweet. Well, that's why. Here we go. I'll show it again.
Please do.
Remembering my pre-existence, my journey from darkness to the light. And it really is a very easy read. It's only like 94 pages, 98. And it really talks about all the stuff that my mom used to make me feel, that, things or things will get better. But she would take me to church a lot, and she would think that something's wrong with us. Seeing
Yeah.
spirits, not
Yeah.
everyone believes in that, but later on in life, she knows. She sees it herself.
And once you gave up trying to be normal, that's when you start to see it. You start to accept it. Stop trying to be
Exactly.
normal. Normal blocks your superpowers.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just crazy. Things happen, but we're going through it. And some people tell me they have a lot of addictions. I said, well, work through them one by one, because they do haunt your mind, and they do try to tempt you to do it again and again and again. And it plays with your head, because the dark side knows everyone's weakness. So it will come and entertain what is going to bother you. We're all different. So what bothers you won't bother me. And they know how to push and say, manipulative things, but you're strong and you could get out of it. Just think to yourself and say, okay, what I'm thinking of, do I want it manifested in my reality? Do you want that to happen, what you keep thinking about? If the answer is no, switch it. Because if you keep sitting and thinking of it, things are going to turn in the way you're thinking of. Have you noticed, like, certain things you're thinking of come out?
Everything I think of comes out.
So that's why I've been nervous what I think of
Yeah.
sometimes.
If it's not coming out in reality, it's coming out through my phone. It's just it's crazy, but we don't realize how much of everything that we see in this illusion is created from us. It really is.
When I was
Um,
little, I used to always lie, and I would tell my sister, "There's this man at the door," and then I was just joking, and it really happened. So I said, "I'm gonna start lying that I won the lottery and see if that happens."
there you go. Well, be truthful about it. Feel that and believe it. Don't lie about it. Be honest
It's
about that one.
hysterical.
Be truthful.
Oh,
See yourself winning it. What you're gonna do with it. I
yes,
realized that things started coming in for me, like in terms of financial stuff, is when I started thinking about what I'm gonna do with it. How I'm gonna help others. And it comes in easier. But you gotta be selfless with it, and know when you're called up. You know, don't forget the assignment. Understand it. So that helps in terms of manifesting what it is that we want.
exactly, exactly. It's very difficult and sometimes very challenging, but you have to find the ways. It's like a puzzle, and certain things will help you shift out of it if you only listen. So, quieting your mind is very beneficial, because if we're always keeping our mind clouded and busy, how are spirits supposed to talk through us if they can't get through? So, that's why they recommend 2-minute meditation. I don't like doing the half an hour, I get dazed out. So, I do the short ones, like 2, 3 minutes, and yeah, they do talk through.
Half an hour is a long time. You're getting soul food there. Seriously. I
I
like
don't.
to meditate in the sun. I think the sun's the
Oh,
best. Just staying there in the sun and getting out. The sun heals me. And my friends are looking at me like, "How are you not burnt?" I'm like, "What? How are you not energized?" Like, the sun gives me superpowers. Like
yeah,
honestly, it's it's an amazing tool to use for meditation. You have your crystals, you have your sun, elements, or use frequencies. 432 hertz is a really good one. 528 frequency of love heals your heart, heals your being. There's a bunch of them you can use to fine tune yourself. But it's easier for me to meditate with frequencies. So in the sun, with frequencies. But if I'm not in the sun, I need frequencies. I can be in the sun without them, but if I'm not in the sun, I need frequencies when I meditate. I don't know why.
I love frequencies. They're really good,
Yeah.
especially the love one, and there's one 888 or 777.
Oh
It's
yeah,
really
the
nice.
abundance.
Yes,
And
I
then,
love
I
that.
realized that the word abundant is like, it's not just, material, it's good health, it's loving relationships, it's, being grateful for what you have already. It's abundant, you know what I mean? There's so many different forms of it. But yeah, listen to these frequencies. It helps you tap into that more. You
Yes,
feel on a deeper level, opposed to just seeing, because we think that the only thing that's really true or, of reality is what we see. Realize a lot of the stuff that we see is just we don't even see everything. Our eyes
exactly.
can only see so much. We don't see everything. So think feeling is more important than seeing. It's an actual form of eyesight, inner sight, I should say.
It's true. And it's weird. As you were talking, I saw a lemon next to me, and I'm like, I know there's no lemon there. So some people have lemons in a positive, some have it negative. So I
You know,
could have
it's
sworn
funny.
I saw a lemon.
Got some lemons. I got some
Oh,
lemons.
oh my God, that's so funny. I'm
You over here? You
like,
spying
I
on
see
me,
a
Linda?
lemon all of a sudden.
Are you spying on me over here?
That came out of
See?
nowhere. I'm
Yeah,
thinking to myself, where did a lemon come from?
you tapped into my realm.
Oh my God, as you're talking, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm
that's
doing a
very good.
cleanse. I'm doing a fruit cleanse. I'm gonna be doing with watermelon. I'm gonna be doing lemon water, mint. But I'm gonna try to do mostly watermelon and do a watermelon cleanse. Some
That's very
watermelon
good.
and just and I've actually found a watermelon that has seeds in it. You know how hard it is to find watermelon with seeds in it?
Really?
It
We
is
have them
so
all the time.
it's hard to find. No, I'm talking real seeds, not these like little white seeds. I'm talking like the big
Oh, the
black
black
seeds.
ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
had
so
one
hard.
today.
It's so hard to find those. You have no idea.
Really? Oh,
Oh
wow.
yeah, I love the seeds. I eat them.
Well, those are supposed to be very good for you.
I always eat the seeds. I think the only seeds that I don't eat are like plums and like
Well,
and
that's good
cherries.
you
I don't
eat
eat the
them
cherry
because
seeds.
my doctor said you could get appendicitis with like that.
Yeah, from eating what plum seeds.
Seeds.
Yeah,
Seeds.
I eat all the seeds. I eat, I don't eat like let's see, like my melons. I don't eat those seeds. I'll eat some of them. I don't eat a lot of them. But I don't know, something about the seed that makes me feel like I'm doing something right.
Oh, well,
Gonna grow
that's
within
good.
me.
I heard that it's very what do you call it? Well, for cancer and stuff. Like the apple, the seeds of the apple are very good for you.
Okay. Well, you would think if it's gonna bring out this beautiful fruit, then why wouldn't it be good for you? If it can make if it can make something so sweet and good, and hey, why not try it
just
for yourself?
just grind it. Do you grind them or no?
Nope. I just swallow them.
Oh my
I just
God, for real?
I just eat them. Listen, I'm a frugivore. I eat all fruits. I'll eat the
Well,
seeds.
that's good.
Yeah, I can. There's not a fruit that I don't like. Um, I can live off of fruit if I had to.
Yeah.
But um, but yeah, I'm
You
doing
like
the
my
watermelon cleanse. I'm gonna get my uh get my vibration back up, stay up. Especially during this transformation with the full moon. I realize if I eat a lot of fatty foods, if I eat a lot of junk or anything like that, drink a lot of coffee, it messes with me. So I'm gonna do
mm,
this cleanse, get myself back up to par, and once you do the cleanse, then you're more conscious minded about what you do and what you put in your body. So note that.
wow, that's good. Well, good. You never had problems with your appendix, God forbid, right?
No, 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 no. I've been healthy in that sense. I've been pretty. The only time I've really gotten sick is when the universe is telling me that it's time for me to move on from something.
Oh,
Like I'll get sat down, or if I'm stressing over something too much, I'll get put in the hospital. It's like, sit your
God
butt down,
forbid.
meditate. Like,
You poor thing.
it's okay
That's
though.
our body reacting.
It's time. It's always time for me to just get back to doing me. Whenever that stuff happens, knock me down. I don't gotta deal with humans. I don't have to deal with anything other than myself. So I'm okay with that. Take that.
Well, we just got a minute left. So,
That's it.
Kendall, where can they find you? Yes.
Find me on
What's
Rare
the
Brew
place?
Universe on Instagram, Rare Brew Universe on Facebook, and yeah, and you can find me on Rare Brew Universe on TikTok as well. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you.
Ah, it's always so nice to have you, Kendall. Very nice. And you
Thank
guys
you.
can find me at healingsonthego.com or Linda DeVitas Facebook. I believe Instagram is healingsonthego.com. And TikTok, I'm there too. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. You guys are awesome. It's always nice. Everyone connects together. Have a great night, everyone. And thank you so much for tuning in again. Bye bye.
Stay beautiful.